Good afternoon. Welcome to class number 6 of our basic Russian class offered by the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library. We have only 2 classes left, so we should be getting close to knowing everything about basic Russian language.
You could just drop us in Moscow and we'd be fine, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna share screen. Okay. Basic Russian class. Here is my contact information. Email me if you have any questions. Lesson 6, telling date and time. Okay. So before we talk about, I think I missed something. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So before we start talking about dates, we need to know the names of the months. So these are Russian words for the 12 months and their origin. You can notice that names sound pretty similar in English and in Russian. Well, that's because they came from the same source, either from Latin language or from Greek language. So January in Russian is Yanvar, and here's a pronunciation key. So this month got its name from the ancient Roman god Janus. You know, two-faced Janus held the passage to the new year. He was, with one face, he was looking back into the previous year. With another face, he was looking into the new year. So January, the first month, got the name from word, the Greek god Janus. February, Fevral, the name of this month comes from the name of Roman god of purification, Fabrius. His holy month was February, and they held celebrations in his honor at that time. Mart is March. We pronounce it Mart. The first spring month was named after the god of war and agriculture, Mars. We mostly know him as god of war, but also he was god of agriculture. Therefore, the first month of spring was honored by being named March. April is April. As you see, pretty much every month has soft consonant at the end. April. It was named after the Latin aprilis, that came from the verb aperire, to open. So April, month of April, opens the nature to spring blooming. May is Mai, very, very similar. Mai in Russian, May in English. This month was named after the Greek goddess Maya and symbolized abundant nature. Iyun is June. In Russian, it's pronounced Iyun with soft N at the end. Named after the ancient Roman goddess Juno, who was the goddess of marriage and fertility. Iyul is July, and this month got its name after Gaius Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor. So June and July in Russian sound pretty similar, so pay attention how they're different. Iyun has soft N at the end, and Iyul has soft L at the end. So the next month is August. August is August in English, August in Russian. The name of this month comes from the name of another Roman emperor, Octavian Augustus. Augustus, August, August. Сентябрь October, November, and December, September, October, November, and December got their names not from Roman or Greek gods, but from the months of Roman calendar. So September in Latin calendar, it was 7th month of the calendar of the year, because in their calendar, the year started in March. So counting from March, September was number 7th. October, October comes from the Latin word octo, which means 8. That October is the 8th month of the Latin calendar. Noyabr, Noyabr, with soft R at the end, is November. This is from the Latin word novo, which means 9. So the 9 months of the Roman calendar. December in English is December, in Russian, December. Another month that comes from a Latin word decem, which means 10. So these are the months again. January means January, and in genitive case, and we use genitive case when we make dates. This stem will be of the month plus ending ya. But I guess before we talk about time or even months in Russian, we need to speak a little bit about case system. Cases are a grammatical category that shows the roles of words in the sentence. Those words are nouns, pronouns, and adjectives that have this grammatical category. So we can tell the role of these words, a noun, a pronoun, and adjective in the sentence by their ending. So there are 6 cases of Russian, and at this point, we're only interested in 2. One is a nominative case, which is a dictionary form, like январь, февраль, март, апрель, the original form. Genitive case has many functions, such as possession or belonging of something, quantity, it shows absence of something, can show that something is made of or where it came from. In our case, we're more interested in genitive case that shows belonging in our case. So how do we write dates in Russian? Russia follows the universal or European format of writing dates: day, month, and year. The date is usually written as 20, 12, 20, or with periods, 20 period, 12 period, 20 period. So we need to remember that European format goes day, month, and year. This order is used in both the all numeric date, for example, 28 of 8 of 20, which means 28th of August of year 20, and expanded form, for example, spelled out 20th of August 2020. In Russian, it is 20 августа 2020. And the small letter G stands for the word года, or in English, it's year. So the formula for making a date is as such. Today, сегодня, ordinal number for the date, and then month in the genitive case. So if I say какое сегодня число, what's the date today? We will say сегодня, which is today, and the date in ordinal number, not cardinal, not 5, not 6, not 7th. And today is what? 30th? Oh, 31st, no, 30th. So even in English, you use cardinal number for this, 30th. We use our ordinal number to know the order. So in Russian, it's the same. Today is
Сегодня
30
30 июля.
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 So сегодня 30 июля. And июля we put in genitive case. Literally it is of what? 30 июля. So when saying the date, oh, here it is. When writing dates, Russians put the date first, and then it is followed by the months and separated by a period. The date for the date, and then period, and then the months. For example, July 4th will be written as 4 period 7 or 7. They, for some reason, don't like using dashes or slashes. They use periods. When saying the date, it is usually pronounced using the ordinal number of the first of the day first, and then the months using neutral gender. For example, 28 августа. 28 августа. The first word is the number of the date, and it is given as an ordinal adjective in the neutral gender. So it's 28th. Сегодня 28 августа. The gender is neuter because it matches the gender of the word число, which is neuter. Число means number. The second word of the month name is the month name, which is given in the genitive case. The concept of genitive case can be translated here as of January. Russian language doesn't have such a preposition as of, and that's where the genitive case ending is used. So today's date is the 30th of July. In Russian, it is 30 июля. So we use the stem of the word июль and add ending я. Какое сегодня число? Какое сегодня число?
Число.
What is the date today? Какое сегодня число?
Какое сегодня
Число.
число?
And answer. Сегодня 5 марта. Сегодня 5 марта. Today is the 5th of March. Sometimes Russians will use Roman numerals for the months. The date will be in Arabic numerals and then period and then numerals. So 4th of July can be written as 04 period 7 in Roman numerals. It's not used widely everywhere, but you still can see it. Dates can answer the question когда, when, or какого числа, on what date. For example, if we ask, when will they come home? Когда они придут домой? Когда они приедут? The answer, они приедут 7 ноября. They will come on the 7th of November. Or on what date will they come home? It's a typo. On what date will they come home? They will come home on the 7th of November. So dates answer the questions when, когда, or какого числа. Again, that is in the genitive case. In our lesson, we use the genitive case of the minutes, minuta, or minuti if it's plural, minute and minutes, and час, часы. So minuta and час are in nominative case in the dictionary form, and we need to change it to genitive case to indicate that we're talking about time. When we count things, in this instance, minutes or hours, the subject always goes in the genitive case. 2 o'clock. 2 of what? O'clock, which means 2 o'clock. Here's the O is a contraction or abbreviation of the 2 of the clock. 2 of the clock, contraction o'clock. So it is 2 of the measurement units of time, certain measurements of time. So in Russian, we use word hours, часы, in plural, or час, 1 hour in singular, which has the same meaning as o'clock. Literally, you will translate it as hours, часы. The word часы is always in the genitive case when telling time in Russian. 2 часа, pay attention that час is in nominative case. What? Час, what? Hour. When we talk about hours, time, we use 2 часа, 2 of what? Of hours. 2 часа, 2 units of time. 2 часа with ending a right here. 3 часа, 3 часа, 3 часа means 3 hours.
Just, yeah.
Literally, in English, you would say 3 o'clock. 4 часа, 4 часа, literally 4 hours. And the proper translation into English would be 4 o'clock. So if a word is a masculine and in singular, and it ends in the consonant, then the ending in the genitive case will be a, like in this instance, 2 часа, because час is masculine and it's in singular, and it ends in consonant s. So ending will be in genitive a. But if it's a muscular and in singular, but ends in e, then the ending will be soft a or ya. Y, a, ya. Or if a muscular word in singular also ends in soft sign, basically soft consonant, the ending will be also ya, like in this instance. Dom, house. Дома, in genitive case, absence of house. There is no house. In Russian will be no, нет дома. Заяц, in nominative, in genitive, нет зайца,
Зайца.
ending a. Нож, ножа, knife, нет ножа. Here's an example of ending e, край. So in the genitive, it will be края, ya, not a. Конь, this is a soft n. In writing, we indicate it with the soft sign. Коня, нет коня, no horse, нет коня. If the word is in masculine but plural, then the ending is ov, such as in the example, 5 часов. 5 of what? Часов in the genitive case. If we're talking about minutes, 1 minute, 1 минута, 2 minutes, 2 минуты, and pay attention that number have to agree with the main noun, with the word it modifies in gender and in case, of course, and in number. 1 minute, 1 минута. 2 minutes, 2 минуты. 3 minutes, 3 минуты. 4 minutes, 4 минуты. 5 minutes, 5 минут, because minut here is in plural, 5 minutes. In English, it's the same with exception of one. In Russian, we use 1 minuta for 1, 2, 3, 4, but the word for 5, we use plural already. 5 minut. I know it's complicated. When saying number of hours in minutes, the word час, hour, and minuta, minute, that go after the number must follow these rules. If the number is 1, the form of the noun doesn't change. Like here, 1 minute, одна минута. In 1 hour, один час wouldn't change either. If the last number is from 2 to 4, the singular form in the genitive case is used. Часа, минуты, like in this example, from 2 to 4, singular form of the word minute or hour, minuta or час. But if we talk about numbers from 5 to 9, and the last number is tens, like 10, 20, 30, then we use plural form of the genitive case, часов or minut. So Russians use 24-hour clock, or as you say, military clock, in official settings. For example, on TV and newspapers, timetables for transportation. And they use 12-hour clock in informal settings, like in common speech. So in a way, they use PM or AM. So to indicate whether it's AM or PM, they say of the day, of morning, of day, of evening, of night. And from the context, you understand what they're talking about. For example, утро of the morning used from approximately 4 a.m. until 11 a.m. That's the morning. After that, it's dня of the day from 12 a.m. until 4 p.m. After that, that will be evening, вечер. So from 4 a.m. until 11, it's considered to be morning. From 12 until 4-ish, it's daytime. And then it will be evening, вечера, from 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. And then ночи, of night, certain time of night, will be from 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then everything starts from the beginning. Notice that all these words, утро, день, вечер, ночь, are in the genitive case. So to ask what time is it, сколько времени, or который час, the last question, который час, sounds more formal. So how do you ask сколько времени? How do you ask what time is it? You can say сколько времени or который час. Literally, сколько времени is how much time. And literally, который час translates as which hour. Which hour is it? The second form is more formal. So how we tell time in Russian using complete hours without minutes? If there is actually 0 minute, we say the word ровно. Ровно means sharp, like 3 часа ровно, 3 o'clock sharp. 3 часа ровно. So 00, 12 hours at night, midnight in Russian, 12 часов ночи, or полночь. So you can say it in two ways, either 12 o'clock p.m. or you can say midnight, which is полночь. 12 часов ночи, literally 12 hours of the night, or полночь, literally midnight, half a night. Yeah, literally it's half a night. When it's 1 o'clock in the morning, час ночи. In Russian, it's час ночи. We don't say 1 o'clock in the morning. We say one hour of the night, literally. Час ночи.
Час ночи.
2 часа ночи. 2 часа ночи literally translates as 2 hours of the night. That's 2 p.m. I mean 2 a.m. Sorry, we're talking about morning. 3 a.m. In Russian, it is still 3 часа ночи. So for us, night is still going on. So night is from 12 to 4 approximately. Although people can say 5 o'clock at night if they wanted to emphasize that it was late at night. So 3 часа ночи, 3 hours of the night, 4 hours. People consider that mostly morning. So 4 часа утра, 4 hours in the morning. 4 часа утра. 5 часов утра will be 5 hours of the morning. Translation. 5 часов утра. Then 6 часов утра, 6 hours of the morning, 6 a.m. 6 часов утра. And then we have 7 hours of the morning, 7 часов утра, 7 часов утра. And then we have 8 a.m. 8 часов утра. 8 hours of the morning, literally. Now we go to another hour, 9 a.m. 9 часов утра. So see, часов and утра or часов and вечера, all of that is in the genitive case. 9 часов утра. 10 часов утра. 9 hours of the morning and 10 hours of the morning, literally. In English, it will be translated as 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. 11 часов утра. 11 a.m. 11 часов утра. 11 hours of the morning, literally. Well, then we have 12. We can say 12 часов дня, 12 часов дня, which is 12 hours of the day. Or we can say полдень, half the day. I didn't put it here, but just like midnight, half a night, literally, in Russian, полночь. The same way, полдень. See, полночь, half night, полночь. And we have полдень, half day, полдень. 12 o'clock of the day, 12 o'clock daytime, 12 p.m. And after that, we can use two types of systems. One, we can continue with AM, PM distinction. We will say of the morning, of the afternoon, of the evening, of the night. And we will use numbers from 1 to 11 or 1 to 12. And after that, starting from 1 p.m. until midnight, or starting from 13 hours until midnight, we can use two forms. So this number can be said either as час дня, 1 hour, 1 o'clock, or we can say 13 часов, 13 hours.
Yeah.
So we can say 1 hour of the day, or we can say 13 hours. And 13 hours has only one meaning. We are talking about the day. If we use a 12-hour system, we need to indicate whether it's morning or evening or daytime, night. With this system, with 24-hour clock, there is only one meaning for 13 hours. That means it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 13 hours. 14, either 2 часа дня, 2 p.m. In Russian, it is 2 часа дня. Literally, it's 2 hours of the day. Or we can say 14 часов, 14 hours. And from your conversation, you understand you're talking about what period of time you're talking about. Plus, in Russian, in most cases they use 24-hour clock anyway. 3 часа дня or 15 часов. 3 часа дня literally could be translated as 3 hours of the day, or in other system, 15 hours. 15 часов. For example, when I try to call my relatives or friends in Russia, and we try to figure out what the time difference between us, and we say, hey, there is 8 hours difference with Moscow, we usually try to say, okay, when it's 9 o'clock in the morning for me here in Kansas City, it will be 5 o'clock in the evening. And they will also correct me that it will be 17 hours. So at our time, they say it will be 17 hours, right? I said yes. So they use 24-hour clock to indicate what exactly time it will be, not to confuse with 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's possible too. When you have so many hours difference between two continents, people can call each other in odd times, like night of our time here or night of their time there. So 24-hour system helps eliminate such problems. 16 could be either 4 часа дня, basically
Дня.
16 часов, or 4 часа дня. So two forms, 12-hour clock. 4 часа дня, 2 p.m., 4 p.m. 16 часов could be 16 часов, and without indication what it is, because it has only one meaning. 5 часов вечера, 5 часов вечера, or 17 часов.
Вечера.
17 часов. 18. 6 часов вечера. Right here, 6 часов вечера, or 18 часов. Here's pronunciation key. 18 часов. 19 will be 7 p.m. In Russian, it will be 7 часов вечера. 7 часов вечера. Or 19 часов. 19 hours, literally. 19 часов. 20, which is 8 o'clock p.m. in English. In Russian, it could be 8 часов вечера, or it could be 20 часов. 8 часов вечера, 8 часов of the evening, 8 часов вечера, or 20 часов. 21, either 9 часов вечера,
9 часов вечера.
or 21 час.
21
час.
1 час.
21 час. 9 часов вечера, 21 час. 22. 22. We either can say 10 часов вечера, 10 часов вечера, 10 p.m., or we can say 22 часа, 22 часа, 22. And then we have 23, which is 11 вечера, or 23 часа. And then we have 24, which can sound as 12 p.m., which is 12 часов вечера, or we can say 24 часа.
24 часа.
Or it can be used as 00, 12 часов ночи или полночь, and we start the cycle again. Sometimes you can leave out the word часов and it will be understood that you're talking about time anyway. For 17:00 5 p.m., you can leave out the word часов and just use 5 вечера, 4 of the evening, 5 вечера.
5 вечера.
Or you can use 9 утра. Again, not using the word часов at all because it's understood from the context. So when you say 9 of the morning, you know, it's implied it is 9 hours of the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. So that was the part about telling time using hours and complete hours. Now we will move on to how to tell time using minutes. And there are 4 ways to do that. First, you can pronounce it as is, electronic time. For example, here it is 11:34, and we will say just as is 11 часов 34 минуты. Or we can leave out the word minute too, and it will be 11:34. 11:34 without the word minutes. So 11 часов 34 минуты. The word for minutes and the last number will be in the genitive case, or it will be 11:34, only 4, without the word minutes. 15:22, we can say 3 часа 22 минуты, literally 15:22, or 3 hours and 22 minutes. 3 часа 22 минуты. Or in the 24-hour system, it will be 15 часов 22 минуты, which if we leave out the word minutes, we can say it's 15 hours 22. 15 часов 22. 15 часов 22. Or 15:22 without hours and without minutes. Again, from the context, we will know if people mean the morning or the evening. 22:12. 10 часов 12 минут. Could be 10 часов of the morning, 10 часов утра, or it could be 10 часов in the evening. But from the context, people understand, especially if time is written in this manner, 22:12. Another way to tell time is to name the following hour, not the current one. It's something like that you have in English too. 9:09, and we say that it's 9 minutes of the 10th hour. This form is used when it's important to indicate that it's already past the hour, then it's already the new hour. For example, if people are late, we can say that it's already 9 минут 10, it's already 9 minutes of the 10th hour, and you were supposed to be here at 9, something like that. 9 минут 10. 9 минут 10. 9:09, 9 minutes of the hour. So here is a rule. With the number of minutes from 1 to 30, the first half hour, the first part of the hour, this number of the following hour has to be in the ordinal form and in genitive case. 12:02, 2 минуты первого. So первого, it is the number that is an ordinal form, only the last number, and it's also in the genitive form, which literally translates as 2 minutes of the first hour. It's already past 12, it's already the beginning of the next hour, so we say 2 minutes of the first hour, literally, and in Russian it is 2 минуты первого. Another example is 5:25, or 25 minutes of the 6th hour. 20 минут шестого. 20 минут шестого. 25 minutes of the 6th hour. So this works if we take minutes from 1 to 30, the first half an hour. If we talk about the second half an hour, minutes from 31 to 59, in this case, in the second half hour, we count how many minutes left till the next hour and add the word без. That means without. The word for minutes is in the genitive case, and the word for the hour is in the nominative case or in its neutral form or dictionary form. For example, 3:40, 3 часа 40 минут, we can say as 20 to 4. So we have 20 minutes left until hour 4. It's past hour 3, and we still lack 20 minutes until the next hour. So we say без 24, and 4 has to be as an hour, it has to be in nominative case in a neutral form, but the previous minutes have to be in genitive case. Another example, 5 till 6. So 5:55, we can say as 5 till 6, because it's literally 5 minutes left until the next hour. Без 5:06. Без 5:06. Literally 5 till 6. Another example, 9:59. Без 1 минуты 10. Без 1 минуты 10. Literally, it will be without 1 minute to 10. And proper translation would be 10 without 1 minute, right? 10 till, or 10 to, 1 to 10, literally. 1 minute until 10 o'clock. Number 3 way, the third way to use how to say time. We can use halves and quarters. So when we indicate that 15, 30, or 45 minutes passed, we can use quarters or halves. Quarter in Russian, it is четверть, четверть, which means 1/4 of an hour. Четверть is 1/4 of something. So четверть is a quarter, 1/4 of an hour. So expression like 14:15, a quarter of the third hour, we can say as четверть третьего. Четверть третьего. we use this quarter that is after 2 o'clock, and we mention the hour that will be next, not the previous. So we'll say четверть третьего because it's already past 2 o'clock. That's why we use quarter over third hour. Четверть третьего. 8:45 or 20:45. That's the same, only in two different systems. One is in 12-hour clock, one is in 24-hour clock. It's 8:45 or 20:45. We can say a quarter till 9, без четверти 9. Somehow people don't say без четверти 20. They say без четверти 9, probably because it's easier using the 12-hour clock, especially in colloquial speech, in common speech. Без четверти 9. That means that we have 15 minutes or a quarter left until 9 o'clock. So it's 9 o'clock without a quarter, or a quarter till 9. In Russian it is без четверти 9. Без четверти 9. We also can use the word half. In Russian it is половина. Половина. Literally half. And we can say for 12:30, we can say половина первого, half of the first hour, because 12 hours already passed. So 12:30 will be половина первого, or we can do a contraction and it will be пол первого. So half of the first. The full version of it is половина первого, or contracted form is пол первого. Instead of половина, you just say пол. Половина первого или or пол первого. And you know, when I was little and I heard Paul McCartney, I couldn't understand why there is only half of McCartney. McCartney, actually. Половина девятого, 20:30, половина девятого, or пол девятого, half of the ninth. Половина девятого, or пол девятого. Девятого, because it's already past 8 o'clock p.m. So we're talking about the next hour, which is 9. That's why it's half of the ninth. Половина девятого, or contracted form пол девятого. Пол девятого. And the last way to tell time is to round up to the next hour. When it is the very beginning of an hour, not more than 10 minutes past, you can use the word начало, or beginning, without telling the number of minutes. Like, for example, here, 6:03, начало седьмого, the beginning of the 7th hour. We don't care how many minutes passed, we just care that it is already the beginning of the next hour. Начало седьмого. In the next example, 14:07, it is начало третьего, beginning of the 3rd hour. Начало третьего. And pay attention, such simplified forms are used with 12-hour clock because it's easier, not with 24-hour clock. 24-hour clock is very formal, and you have to use the whole proper way to say the numbers. 1:05, начало второго.
Начало второго.
Начало второго. Beginning of the second hour. Beginning of the second hour. Начало второго. Начало второго.
Начало второго.
And now let's practice. How about we say, now looks like only Stephanie will be saying how to say, for example, this, using any of the systems that you remember. Either the straight, when it says, for example, 12:05, to tell it as is, or you can use the exact number of minutes with the word minutes, or you can use the beginning of the next hour, the easiest part. So go ahead and try to pronounce. Начало.
Начало честь.
Actually, it's past 4, so it will be 5.
Начало
пятого.
Начало пятого.
Good job. Good job. It's already past 4. That's why we say that it's already started to be the beginning of the next hour. The following example, which is 3 minutes until 2 o'clock. How would you say that? Something like 3 till 2?
Без 3.
Без 3? Без 3?
Без 3. 20.
Правильно. Правильно, which means correct, right. Правильно. Без 3, 2. Or we can say без 3 минут 2. Or без 3 минут 2 часа. But the easiest way is to not say minutes and hours, just to say the straight numbers. What about the next one? That's like 17, almost 18 minutes over here and past 7 o'clock. So it's I don't know, that's 15, 16, 17, almost 18 minutes past 7 o'clock. How would you say that? No, that's 7.
7. 7.
18.
My mind went blank.
18.
18.
18.
17.
18. Could be 17, we can tell. Yep, good job. How about we do something very, very simple, like this one where it says Milan. Time in Paris is 1 o'clock, when it's 9 o'clock in Milan, when it's 2 o'clock in Toronto, when it's 6 o'clock p.m. a.m., just 6 in Hong Kong, and 9 in London. So how do we say this? 1 o'clock sharp. How do we say it?
1 час.
Exactly. 1 час ровно. Sharp. On the dot. 1 час ровно. What about this?
8 час.
No, that's 9.
Oh,
9.
9 час.
9 часов. Because in this case, we use the plural for the word hours. Часы. So 9 часов.
9 часов.
What about the next one? Toronto.
2 часа.
2 часа.
2 часа.
From 1 to 4, it's singular, час. And then after 5, we use plural for часы. So 5 will be часов, 9 will be часов, 6 will be часов, but 2 часа, because from 1 to 4, we use singular word for hours, час. And from then on, from after 5, we use plural, часы. So 6 часов. Мгм.
6
6
часов.
часов ровно, if you want to say sharp. And the last one.
9 часов.
Exactly, 9 часов. And I wanted to say that it is exactly 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. sharp, but no, it's 1 minute after 1 o'clock. Wanted to show that right now it's exactly 1 o'clock in Russian, but it's not that time. So I can say that it's уже сейчас 1 минута второго, 1 minute past 1. And it's time for us to finish our lesson. I will stop sharing. So was it easy? Not really. Miss Burns, what can you say? Difficult? Yep, the language is not the easiest. So ladies, thank you very much for being with me today. We have one class left next Friday at noon, and we will talk about seasons and days of the week. I'm sure it's gonna be fun. Headache. Yep. Exactly.
Где?
Yep. Ladies, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.